Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me to practice today. We're going to start standing with the feet about hip width apart, but grab a block. We're going to use that in just a moment. Let's just take a moment to give a nice big breath in and to let that breath out. Please turn your palms forward, and on the in-breath, sweep your arms up overhead. When you exhale, reverse that like you're drawing a snow angel. We'll do this twice more, just as a way to warm up the shoulders and also to bring some synchronization to breath and movement. Exhaling to bring the arms down. And one more time, inhale. Reach up and finish the breath at the same time that your arms are in that apex. And then exhale and release the arms back down by your sides. Take a nice wide step apart with your feet. And right now, we're going to start with the feet parallel, both feet pointing forward. Let's take the hands on the hips. Take a breath in and generate some lift right up through the crown of your head. When you exhale, you're going to hinge at the hips and lean forward. If you can easily make it to the ground with your hands, just place them there. You'll want to do that with straight legs. If you have to bend your knees or your spine is rounding up a lot, grab your block and put it under your hands. We're going to exhale and allow the head to release down between the legs. Then on the in-breath, we're going to push into the hands. They're either on the floor or on a block. Straightening the arms, you're going to lift your chest up away from the ground. And then exhale and forward fold again. So normally this is done with the feet touching or much closer together. But here on the in-breath, we're coming into like a halfway lift, just with the legs wider than they often are in a typical yoga practice. Exhale and fold. Let's do this one more time. Again, bringing breath and body together. Inhale, lengthening, finishing that halfway lift at the end of the in-breath. And then waiting for the exhale and following it into the forward fold. Now, when you inhale again, you're going to do the same thing, but you're just going to pause there and just keep breathing naturally. You're going to turn your feet so that your toes are pointing out and your heels are drawing in, kind of like duck-footed. Start to bend the knees and squat and push your knees apart. As you get the hips lower, climb your hands one at a time up onto your knees and push into your knees to straighten your arms. Stay low in this goddess squat, dropping the hips down a bit. Try to support, even brace with the arms so that you're helping take some weight off the legs almost. Stay with it. I know the legs might be getting a little bit tired. We're going to add one little twist here, literally a twist. So you're going to twist to the right and you're going to drop your left shoulder down and twist to look up past the right one. Push back into your left knee and try to widen that knee out so you get a big stretch across your inner thigh upper area by the groin. Drop the buns down, weight in the heels, balls of the feet down too. Come facing center. Exhale, twist the other way. So now push back into the right knee and twist to look up over the left shoulder. Keep pushing that knee away, allowing the inner right thigh to stretch. Untwist. Push into your feet. Slowly squeeze the legs toward one another to straighten them. Just drop your hands by your sides. From here, you're going to turn your left foot in, slightly pigeon-toed, and the right foot all the way out. Keep both legs straight and begin to lean the torso over to the right into triangle pose. This is where you might want your block. So you're going to put that such that you can put your palm flat on it. And the reason is to create stability right now. If you don't have a block, just put your hand on your shin. Put weight into that arm. That stability is going to help you because we're going to do some work with the top arm. So the left arm is going to go up in the sky like you're drawing an arc or a rainbow. It's going to reach out alongside your ear, rotating your arm so that the palm is facing down as you reach overhead. Then sweep that arm back up, spinning the palm forward. And then reach it back towards your back foot. We'll do this 2 more times. So nice and stable and strong in the legs, pushing down in the feet, down into the right hand as you sweep that left arm back and forth, lubricating the shoulder joint, and of course stretching the legs and the back at the same time. So this is the last time we're going to do this arm sweep. When you bring it back by your hip, just bend the elbow and put your hand on your hip. Push down into your feet. Draw in slightly with your waist to support your torso and your back, and stand up. Go ahead and turn your feet parallel again and just pause, grounding yourself to feel again this point of being centered, where breath, body, mind can all work together. If you are using a block and you only have one, you can always do this with 2. Just move it over to the other leg and we'll set up for that side. So turn the left leg all the way out. The foot's in line with the long edge of the mat. And the right foot is slightly pigeon-toed, a little internal rotation on the back leg. Then tipping the hips, just lean over like you're kind of staying in line with that front leg. The hips might turn a little towards the floor. That's okay. You're going to find your block. Put your palm on it. You can also use your shin and just try to get some support there so that you feel stable and grounded and like you're not going to fall over. Once you feel that, you're going to take the right arm and you're going to start that sweeping movement, waving the arm up. As it comes overhead, rotate the arm in the socket so that the palm faces down above your head. And then you reach it back up, palm spins back to forward, and the hand's going to reach back toward the back leg. Let's do this 2 more times. So nice and strong in the legs, pushing down into the feet, lengthening through them, through the legs, through the feet, into the ground. And at the same time, you are bearing a little weight in that left hand. It's helping support you. Try to do that without clenching your face. This is the last sweep with the arm, really opening that right side body. When the arm comes back around, just bend your elbow, put your hand on your hip. Draw in with the waist slightly, supporting the spine as you stand up. And then go ahead and go back to parallel again. Give a pause, another breath in. Calming, grounding, staying centered on the exhale. Now you're going to reach with your right hand behind your back, but I'm going to turn around so that you can see this. So with the right hand behind your back, you're either going to interlace your own hand. You can grab around your hand or around your wrist. You're going to give a little tug with your left hand on your right, just to create some length, like you're kind of decompressing your wrist, your fingers. And you're going to tip your head over to the left, and we're aiming to create some length between the right shoulder and the right ear. Maybe even roll the right shoulder and elbow slightly back. And then bring the head up to center. Release both hands. And then inhale, take the arms overhead. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, draw them back like you're making 2 right angles with your arms. Inhale and reach up with the arms. And on the exhale, release them back down. So now you're crossing the left hand behind your back. And again, you're either going to interlace your own fingers or grab on to whatever part of your hand you can get. Give it a little gentle tug. And imagine that that tug it's not so strenuous that it's hurting your shoulder or anything, but it is enough that you're picturing a little bit of decompression in the wrist and the hand. So from there, roll that left shoulder back and then tip the head over to the right. Try to get some stretch between the left shoulder and the left ear. You can always rotate your head too, or look down or up if it's not quite getting where you want it to go. Good job stretching out that neck. Okay, when you bring your head back up, you're going to unhook the hands. Again, reach the arms overhead, but we've got the feet about hip width apart now. And on the exhale, swan dive forward, same as we did earlier. Just touch the floor. Again, the block is there if it's not coming easily to you or you have to bend your legs to get there. On the in-breath, same as before, lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck, and then exhale and fold in. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale to halfway lift. It's not really halfway, it's something like that, but usually with the hands down, the chest and head are lower than the hips. Exhale and fold. So what's a better visual, instead of thinking of hovering halfway from the ground, is thinking of it like a back bend. So here's the last one. It's like you're arching your back and extending your spine. Chest is moving forward through the windows of the arms as the tail is reaching back and up. Now, when you exhale this time, just step yourself into downward facing dog. And take 3 slow, steady, conscious breaths. Lift the chin just a little bit. Keep the front of the throat open. Sometimes the gaze is at the navel, but just for today, try this out. When you exhale again, or when that 3rd breath is done, just drop your knees and come into child's pose or something like that. You're ready to just sit back up, go slow, no rushing. We're gonna lie down for 1 more pose, and you're gonna want your block for this one as well. So just have it within reach, and go ahead and put yourself on your back with your knees bent. Once you're settled, grab your block and lift your buns and slide the block underneath your tail. You know, if you're a little tighter, you're not as natural of a back bender, maybe take the block to the middle height rather than the highest way. And then just open the arms to the sides and let the gaze be soft or the eyes closed. This is a gentle inversion, a supported bridge pose. And all inversions, especially when they're held for a little while, over time can have the benefit of mimicking the physiology of sleep, like slowing the heart rate, the respiratory rate, slowing the brain waves, brain activity. Raul, I have a little foster dog with me, so sometimes he gets a little licky. His name is Raul. So Just stay for a few more breaths, and I want you to try to use your exhales to just release any remaining tension or gripping, anything that feels kind of like it's a fist that's fighting still. Good job. That conscious effort, so brave of you to let go into what you're experiencing. In your own time, begin to carefully, gently lift the hips, and you can move that block out of the way and kind of roll down through the spine, lengthening hips away from head as you go. And just pull the knees in for one moment to stretch out the low back if it feels a little kinked or agitated at all from that back bend. And then we'll stretch the legs out on the ground, and we'll just hold here in a mini shavasana. And we're going to take 5 breaths together. So breathe in slowly, pause, holding full. Exhale slow and steady. Pause, just a moment empty. And then again through the nose. Hold. Control the exhale. Don't push it out too quickly. A pause, empty. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Do it 2 more times on your own. And then just take a couple of normal breaths, whatever that means now. Start to bring some attention back into the room. Wiggle the toes, stretch the fingers, open the eyes. Notice what it looks like, where you are, what color is coming to your awareness. What does it look like to see the world from this shifted perspective? And begin to slowly roll to your side. Just pause momentarily in something like the fetal position. Take a gentle transition back to sitting. Trying not to do anything jarring. Find a comfortable way to sit. Doesn't have to be cross-legged. And give yourself this gift of like 30 seconds at least of just sitting up before you rush off into the next task in your day. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do. I would love to have you as part of this work that I'm doing in the world. Thank you.